first human was the one that said, I am. Because every human being on this planet, when they tell a dream, begins the telling of the dream with, I am. It's true.
Yeah, or some tense of I am.
Yeah. It's true. And when we could do that, is when we became human. When we could tell our dreams. It expands your range of consciousness. Because dreams don't make sense.
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful.
Isn't that a beautiful idea?
Yeah.
And it's even better because one of the great classical mysteries of all times is on the Apollo's, at the Delphi, at the temple of Apollo at Delphi, the inscription on the entrance to the temple is, I am. And what does that mean? Well, I just told you what it meant. It meant that's when we became human.
Hello, West Texas. This is Marfa Public Radio, KRTS. My name is Jason KOLKER, sometimes go by the nickname Oslo, and today we're going to be continuing the rich KRTS tradition of exploring the people, the personalities that give our listening area so much depth, so much identity. Mr. Lineaus Lorette. Lineaus, thank you for coming by.
Certainly.
A handshake.
Thank you for having me.
You are a craftsman. You make medicine balls that some say are the best in the world.
They are the best in the world. They're recognized all over the world as the best made.
You are an accountant who sometimes uses imaginative means to help your clients.
Sure.
You are a man who has 20 dogs? How many dogs?
No, I have 11 right now.
You are an art collector?
Yes, I am. I have a huge art collection.
You have run for Senate or what?
Yes, I ran for U.S. Senate in '82. I've run for mayor once and city council once. I don't get elected.
Vegetarian?
Yes.
You are a seller of fine artistic lamps.
Yes, I am.
I see you have this big red star on your shirt. I always see that red star, and I guess that means you are a big fan of the Dallas Cowboys.
No. The Red Star to me is the collectivist ideal, and I call myself a communist because that's the clearest way to describe my political beliefs. And I know I bring a lot of misery to myself for using that term. For 20 years, I was a Taoist, and one of the things that the Lao Tzu teaches you is to make use of nothing and you have something. And I think if there ever is a nothing in this world, it is the word communism, and I will make use of that nothing to make something.
I've lived with dogs so long, it's hard for me to live with people. And it's true. It's true. They're always glad to see me. They always want to do what I want to do. I've had as many as 40.
So give us some of the names you give your dogs.
There's Primo Levi, Lona Cohen, Ann Hutchinson, Madame Defarge, Mary Shelley, Elvis. Elvis is the second Elvis. There was a first Elvis. And let's see, Mickey Schwerner.
Who's this one going to?
The guy that makes movies. The guy that made a movie, Larry Clark.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. I don't know what possessed him. These are really pricey things. And he bought a lamp from me, a beautiful lamp. And then he bought this. He said he wanted this. He said it was a boxer. And people who are boxers really love these things because they're like hitting human beings. I mean, they're very soft. They're not hard to hit.
This is America, and you have to take care of yourself, and you have to have a plan for your retirement. And my plan for my retirement is to sell lamps.
these came out of Miami. This is like, I really love these, like, but isn't that outrageous lamps? I mean, I wanted to do a game show one time because everything, all landscapes are either vaginal or phallic. And my mother was a vaginal painter. There are no pine trees in my mother's landscapes. And I just thought, a game show where you'd take an object and is this vaginal or phallic? So,
But it'd be like the easiest game show in the world.
oh, sure. And this was a lamp that gives you cancer because it tans you. It's a tanning lamp. This is Suncraft ultraviolet ray therapy lamp. And they have these little wonderful, look at this, so that you wouldn't go blind. It's a great time to be a lamp. I mean, everybody, you could do what you wanted to do. I'm very proud to have made such a thing in my life. Of all the things I have made, or done, making this is my greatest achievement. It's really a wonderful thing to have learned to make. I gave the first one I made to the Oregon State Penitentiary, and they still have it and still use it. So this is the book. I write Larry Clark. He's bought it. And then I write the city. I don't write his address, but he's in New York. And so I write what it is, the medicine bag and its number. And so this is everything I've ever, and you can look through here and see the real people I've sold to. Sold balls to Jim Burkus that were for Joel, Ethan and Joel Cohen and Harrison Ford. And a guy named Anderson, and I don't know who that is. There, Mick Jagger. England. Did I spell Jagger wrong? Probably did. His father was a coach, a PE coach. Who would have thought? And he loved them. He was a really nice guy, and he brought his wife, Jerry Hall. He brought Jerry Hall and two of his kids to the house to see the art. And of course, I showed him my medicine balls and gave him T-shirts. I gave him a Sandino T-shirt and communist propaganda, and he really liked the medicine balls, and he said, well, I want to buy these. I want to buy some. And so I sold him 3. He paid me. That's, Okay. So I collect artists. They put their soul into what they do, and then they're so tender. They're so. So let me try to get lights. This is like great. Isn't that? And it needs to have a black light on it, and it would just explode because it's in fluorescent. But isn't that a great piece of art? And I love Jimi Hendrix. This friend of mine bought it, and then he got really poor and was thinking about killing himself, and so he gave it to me. He's still alive. This is Tennessee Williams. Abby did of Tennessee Williams, and his 2 lovers, his literary agents. And this is really great. This is Kim Philby. And when Mick Jagger came to my house, this is the piece that he really wanted to buy.
There were 5 moles in British intelligence, and they were turned by this guy named Alexander Orloff, and he had a big dick. And she's got this wonderful homoerotic element in it, which I really like.
Yeah.
I commissioned a piece on Stonewall. I was really offended by this. I'm gay. I'm not gay because I made cookies with my mother. Sorry. I wanted to cut it out for a time. This is a real famous piece of homoerotic art done by Tom Jones because it's been in so many magazines. And this is the ceramics of the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution. And so when the Cultural Revolution started in China, the ceramic industry became political. I dearly love them. This I just got, and he's dirty. They bury them. They hide them by burying them.
How do you clean them?
Windex. Yeah, this is my mother's paintings. Mother painted from life, and so she was a portrait painter. And she was quite good. That's my father, my mother's painting of my father, and my mother's work. I have a huge collection of posadas and posada broadsides. The thing that's great about Posada is he worked next door, literally next door to the school that Diego Rivera went to. And they give Posada credit for instilling in Diego Rivera this concept of doing art for the masses. Then I collect prison art. I really like. This is a series of 3 by obviously a crack whore because her mother sold these things, and I can't imagine serving time and Faceless and the violence and Guilty and Don't Cry Mama and I think they're very sad. This is a piece of prison art, which I think is grand, and I got it. I paid $10 for it, and it's got this wonderful figure of a black guy. This is one of my favorite pieces of. This is like one of my favorite pieces of all time of prison art. I got it from a guy that was fixing to die, and the guy bought it at San Quentin in California. This is wonderful. It tells a story. And, isn't that a strange concept to have art tell a story? My favorite masks are in here. Hubcap Jesus. I love Hubcap Jesus. The woman that did the masks, she hates my guts for some reason, which I have never figured out, but they're just fabulous things.
Mike, have you read Lineaus's Communist Manifesto?
I hear it from everybody. Everybody tells me, why am I friends with this guy?
It's true.
That ain't no lie.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Why am I friends with this guy? Lineaus kind of pissed off everybody in town, and he's not very well liked.
That's
a lot
right.
of people.
I'm not very well liked by a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's right. My mother was a mean alcoholic, and you didn't want to be around her when she was drunk, which was like every other day, every third day. And so I was always in the golf course. I worked in the libraries because I could go to the library and get away. I had all these ways of getting out of the house. And I, of course, was the obedient child that wanted my parents' approval, which I never got because none of them liked me. My father didn't like me. My mother didn't like me. And I behaved and didn't get in trouble and tried to make my parents happy, and of course they didn't give a shit. I wouldn't have been nearly as crazy as I am if I had somebody, but there wasn't anybody listening to me.
And then we need more.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay. Whose foot is it on?
It's on me.
Yep.
It's on me. Ready? Push it toward
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah. Going towards you.
Uh-huh.
You got me.
Okay, go to the left. Okay.